Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Critics Cup. My name is Jacob and today I have a comparison video, a really early comparison video. On the right, of course, we have the brand new for 2022, releasing on August 1st for £215, the Lego Marvel Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum set. And on the left, we've got the 2018 version from Avengers Infinity War. And yeah, that retailed for £90 when it came out back in the day, which is a crazy good deal considering prices today. So we're going to compare both of these. I'm not going to go in fully in depth on all the Easter eggs and stuff like that. That'll be either a separate video or you guys probably know most of this anyway. But yeah, first we're going to have a look at the exteriors, compare them side by side. And then we'll go floor by floor on the interiors. And then we'll look at the minifigures. Alright, so make sure you like and subscribe. Please make sure you get this video lots of views and likes because this is going to be a big video. And as I say, this is really early to be doing a comparison. I didn't even think I would be able to get this modular building super early, but I was very fortunate enough to be able to. So let's jump into it. So starting off with the front exteriors. So we'll start with the 2018 version. So this one came with a printed window element, which is really cool for what it was back in the day. But I guess they were working from concept art, but by that point as well, though, the Doctor Strange film had to come out. But I don't know, maybe there wasn't enough good scenes for them to pick from to get the colours right, compared to the newer version, which looks far superior with the bronze colouring. But they've carried over a lot of the architecture. I believe it's mentioned in the instructions that the designer of this one also helped or mostly did the development of the new one. Got the front door there. And this one comes with the double doors, which is accurate, which you see in Spider-Man No Way Home. And there you can see as well, there's a little sticker for the streets number of the house, 177A. And on here is on the door. They use a lot more ingot pieces on the older version. But as you see, there's no street line. They did try to tie it off quite nicely here. But of course, because this is a modular building, you get a full side work, which goes all the way around. We'll take a look at this from all angles. As an extended part of the exterior for the old one, they had this. It connects up. Got a little Daredevil reference, which we got in the Daily Bugle a few years later. But yeah, there's meant to be a little phone on here as well that came webbed up. But don't know where that's disappeared to, but yeah, this was basically the most you got from the side. Other details, so they used the nougat colouring and they used the cylinder pillar elements pieces for the old style, whereas this one, it's a snot technique where it's built using on studs side construction. They even tried to get some of the windows in there as well, quite similar with the archways pieces. A lot of basically it looks like this one design was just split in half basically and elaborated on further here. Got some trees at the front with some little outdoor elements. Comparing the back sides of both of these, of course you had the Peter Parker apartments with the pizzeria on the bottom, whereas here it's more of an alleyway with some boxes. This is a clear piece element. You get two of these that you build up to pose figures around. But yeah, you can see here there's a little sticker elements throughout. I'm not going to point out all the Easter eggs as I said in this video. So taking a look at these from the side. So basically this one didn't have a side angle, but what you could do is you could take that element I showed you earlier and make it into a corner build. Whereas this, of course, is far more complete. You've got some nice roof work here with the different plates and building techniques they use throughout. It's very interesting. Yeah, you also got... these are a little bit finicky though. These do tend to move about quite a bit. But as you can see there, it's much more complete. You've got a little dumpster can here. Got a keep out door, which is side entrance you can use. Got a little letterbox, which is an element carried over from the old one. The sticker on there, as you can see. You've also got a little card here, which has the address, which Thor uses in Thor Ragnarok. Got a little fire hydrant as well. And taking a closer look at the roof side by side. So you had a ton of play features on the older model, of course, because it was aimed at a younger demographic, whereas the modular buildings are more for adult 18+ collectors. But you can still buy these for a young child if you have the money to spend and allow them to play with something so expensive. But yeah, this is mainly for older collectors, as I say. And yeah, you can see some of the elements they used. They even incorporated some of the plant elements, which you kind of see in the background when in Avengers Endgame. So there's some good reference from Avengers Endgame as well, like for the Sanctum. I like also that they changed the color of the roof to sand green compared to the old star was black. So that's much more accurate to what we see in the films. So here's the ground level or the older set when it's split open. So on the left you've got a little pizzeria with a pizza oven and a fire hydrant, which we'll come back to later. Got the armchair here in green. We've got this build, which is the identical, which we'll see on the higher level. But yeah, they didn't really, of course, they couldn't get the main staircase in because it's just so small. You've only got 4 studs, plus these little steps to work with, really, for when you want to pose your figures. So as you come in through the doors here, you can just push them open. The double doors open up like we see in the films and No Way Home specifically. We've got a little globe down here with a minifig head printed element. That's really cool. Never seen that before. Got some stickers, like a ton of stickers throughout. Of course, as I was just saying, you've got the grand staircase. I love that they included studs so you can pose figures and to pose coming up and down the stairs. You even can pose them on the ends here with these exposed studs, which is really cool to see. So here we have some Easter eggs. So like got an X-ray, the watch, Wanda stuff, some other stuff. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to point out everything, which I'm so far doing a very poor job at not trying to point out everything. Here we have the Stranger Things clock. And then, yeah, that's a reference to that. Check out on Instagram if you want to see that. So here's the No Way Home scene, I guess. So you've got, again, the green armchair build come back, which is very similar to the old one, if not identical. You've got some pictures up on the walls. So yeah, and you've got a little fireplace down there, which is a really neat touch that they managed to squeeze that in. So we're not quite done with the first floor though. So if you remove this whole sub-assembly, so that's all one build, you build separately, you can see there's some secret rooms. So we've got down the back here, got that's where the keep outdoor comes in from the street. You've got a little rack with some knickknacks on it. Here's probably my favourite reference is the little fridge freezer, and there's some cool things in there. And then round the back, what you could do is you could pop out, as I said, subsections of the walls. So if I pop that out of the way, you could get a clear look. You've got the time stone in here with the book from the first Doctor Strange. And again, you've got some pictures up on the wall of some spells you can do and stuff like that. Yeah, very cool little room. You've got some little jumpers in there so you can post some figures. Also down in there, underneath the staircase, there's some rubble that you build up, and I don't know if you could quite see it, but you can see hiding in there. If you remove the fridge, you can see in there you've got a Tesseract head, and you can see some of the rubble elements. If you follow me on Instagram, you will get a better look at that on there. So here's the second floor. So here we have a little bookshelf there with a little trophy. I've got a chest in here, which I can't remember what's in here. Little daggers in there. That was very anticlimactic. You've got some, again, more post elements. So they also incorporate the little swirly portals they use. This kind of things that you see throughout the set are little play features, like down here as well. There's little play features. I'm not going to point out the play features. You guys have probably seen the set a million times in reviews. Got some boxes for Peter Parker's stuff. And then got his little computer room with a little sticker for his old costume design. Very cool second floor. Now comparing that to the second floor of the Sanctum is night and day again. Like, I know it's a modular building, but you can also pop out the Gargantos and swap that out if you'd like, but I'm going to leave that open just to let a bit more light in. So we'll start across the back wall. There's a play feature here. There's one play feature in this set. So you've got the Wi-Fi password there, which I thought was a cool detail to point out. Got some bookshelves and knickknacks all throughout. So if you're looking down in there, I'm going to show this because this is very unique and not a lot of people, again, have seen this set. And what you can do is you can swap it out for the different door pulls. Make sure you put your stickers onto the correct side. So as you can see, I put the mounting range a bit too far over on that sticker, but that's probably the mount is where Wanda is in WandaVision, that when Doctor Strange goes to visit her. But yeah, that's very cool. This is my favourite Easter egg because I really like Thor Ragnarok. It's one of my all-time favourite MCU films. You got the little red chairs that Doctor Strange and Thor have their beer on. Yeah, very cool little reference to that. Got some more knickknacks. And this is all open space because it leads up from the staircase, of course. And you've got the windows there. There's nothing really going on this wall. Studs throughout, as you can see, exposed on the outside, so you can pose figures how you like in really dynamic ways. That's where I took the whole outer wall. You've got some posters there and more posters and spells throughout the whole set. And there is a red coffee mug hiding in here for some reason. Don't ask me why, but there is. Okay, so we'll look at the top floor of the old set. So this is the clearest comparison where you've got the window here and you've got the window here. So you can make the iconic pose of Doctor Strange looking out. Again, you've got another bookshelf there and another bookshelf on that side. Got a little desk, which is reminds me a lot of the larger table you get in the original 2016 set, which I have done a comparison on with the No Way Home set if you guys want to check that out as well. I'm not going to redo that whole video just to include the modular building, which is enormous. This is the clearest comparison I wanted to make. You've got Peter Parker's bed with some posters on the wall and a pizza slice on the floor because he's a very messy guy. You also have like this trap door here, which I can't remember how you open it. You have to open it from the other side, but yeah, it's pretty cool. The third floor. So we've already seen the roof, so that just pops off as its own separate bit. Take a closer look. So, as shown earlier, so you've got the little build there, and you've got the same build, almost practically identical build here as well, which is a reference to the original set. Don't know why it keeps popping up. It didn't pop up in the workshop set, but yeah, just thought it was an interesting little distinction to point out. I just noticed that. So over here you've got some trophies, got a little glass piece which was introduced in Harry Potter. Some little monkey gifts staff is here. Unfortunately, one downside to this one, there isn't any studs you can pose Doctor Strange standing directly in the center of the window. Like if those little arm pieces weren't holding the window piece up, it would have been nice to put Doctor Strange standing there so you can have him looking out, which is what I would have liked to have done with mine. But you've got some pictures of different characters. Got a fire hydrant, which is a callback to that, but also they like to include fire hydrants in all their Marvel sets for some reason. It's just been a running gag for many years now. A little bit of blank space here, but also you can make this more dynamic where this piece pops out completely, so you could probably have Gargantus coming through here, would make it look way more dynamic and interesting. There is a little chest in here like we saw on the second floor, which just has a little scroll in it. But yeah, and then I think you just basically float up through here. There wasn't really a ladder on this. But yeah, that's going to do it for the third floor. So here are all the minifigures included both sets. On the left, you got 4 minifigures and 1 big fig. And on the right, you had 9 minifigures included. So let's take a closer look. And I also have some extra figures to compare, like the Infinity War 1, Civil War Spider-Man suits, etc. But I will be doing all the Doctor Stranges and Wands, etc. in a separate video with all the wonders. But I'm just going to show you some of the more recent or closest comparison figures. So here's the 2 Doctor Strange minifigures. So on the left we have the Infinity War version, and on the right we have the same one. It's the only duplicate minifigure out of 9, which is pretty good considering 8 out of 9 brand new minifigures isn't too bad. But this is the same Doctor Strange included in the from January wave, the Gargantos set. But yeah, that's what these two look like side by side. I'm not going to show all the details because you guys have already seen this in a separate video. I already did a comparison with all these guys, but of course I got to do an update to that for Wanda and Wands. Here are the 2 Iron Mans. We're going to stick with figures that come in both sets first. So you can see the arc reactor is the biggest dead giveaway, where it's more crystallized, where you can see the torso and leg printing is different on the newer one, which is quite cool. Uses the newer helmet mold, which was introduced in the Armory set for this year, where they redesigned the helmets. And you can see the back torso printings on the back. They both use the same face prints, unfortunately, so they haven't changed that in the last 4 years, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now here's where things get interesting. So the old one, Ebony Moore, has leg printing, as you can see there, and I just kind of prefer the white or light grey torso compared to the all black one on the right. I do like the face and head print for the newer one. It looks much more accurate, and the weapons, of course, are more accurate, where he uses those spike elements in the film. He also has a clear brick to stand on. That's what they told me to do in the instructions, which I found surprising. when I was doing that, and that's what they both look like from the back cover. If you mix and match some of the pieces on these guys, you can get a really epic Ebony Maw minifigure. And here we have the Spider-Mans both included. So the one on the right is a brand new design of the original Stark Tech suit with some terrific toe printing, and on the left we have the Iron Spider suit, which he suits up on in just a few scenes later. So technically, in context to the scene this is depicting, the one on the right is far more accurate. But this Iron Spider suit is still exclusive to this 2018 set, which I find very surprising that it was never reused for the No Way Home sets, or even updated at all. I do like the mask on the new one a lot better. It's much more detailed, and yeah, that's what they look like side by side, but this is going to be the more interesting comparison. And here we have all three versions of Spider-Man. This is really cool to see all three versions of them. The one on the right has definitely got the best legs, in my opinion, out of the three of them. The one on the far left came in one set in the Civil War Tanker Truck Showdown set from Captain America Civil War back in 2016 or 2017, because it was a late release. One in the middle was used in quite a few sets, and the one on the right, of course, is the brand new one, which has just come out. The arm printing for all three of these is very different as well. You can see there at different angles. Taking a look around the back, you can see how much different. I think the backs give the clearest indication on how much they have changed the design. But yeah, very odd that they've designed the exact same suit so many times now and still didn't manage to get it right until the third try, supposedly in Lego's eyes, I guess, and for most fans. But yeah, very cool. And here is the brand new one on the right with no leg or dual molded legs, and all side leg printing, which is the one from the Bricktober pack, the one on the left from, I believe it was 2018. But yeah, you can see how different these are. I guess the torsos could be swapped to give you the best, most accurate, but then the color scheme of the legs doesn't quite line up with the newer one in some aspects. The face prints are very different as well. For both of them. I thought I'd just include these though, just so you could get a look at them both side by side, even though because one was missing in the original Showdown set. But now we've gotten quite a lot of one minifigures, so we've got about 4 different ones now, which is quite crazy really when you think about it. So here is Wanda on the right from Multiverse of Madness, because the modular building is based on 2 films, and the one on the left is from the collectible CMF. Basically, if you swap the headpieces, the one on the left is definitely far superior, even though it's not from Multiverse of Madness. But I think if you gave the legs to the new one and maybe the cape, you can have a better Wanda on the right as well. So yeah, if you mix these guys, which I will do in a separate video, so make sure you subscribe for that. I'm going to be doing a ton of comparisons and mixing, matching minifigures and improving the modular building by adding in extra figures, so please stick around for that. We have different face prints this time around, which is really cool. Around the back, see they've got the faces, and that's what her back torso printing looks like. And on the left, these guys are technically 2 different variants. So this is the Earth 616. Well, it's not really 616 universe. That's a whole debate. But yeah, we got the main universe from the MCU Mordo on the left, and on the right is the 838 universe from Multiverse of Madness. I just thought I'd show you these guys side by side. They've got a new flesh colouring, I believe, from Mordo. I think that's what everyone was saying. Yeah, really cool to see these 2 figures side by side. They create a new hairpiece for Mordo, which is really cool, which could be used for Qui-Gon Jinn or other minifigures. Back face prints look like, and back torso prints look. And last up, before we get to the big fig, we have on the left Sinister Strange, who is another variant of Doctor Strange, which he does that really cool music battle with in the film. And on the right, we have the Zombie Strange, which is, spoilers, technically the Defender Strange, but he just... Doctor Strange jumps into his body and reanimates the corpse of the zombie. It's a fantastic scene, very Sam Raimi, love that scene. And you've got the 3 eyes there. They use different coloured dish pieces, which I didn't really notice until looking at them and building them both, but that's really cool. So you've got pink and purple there. Take a look at these guys on the back. You can see got some little blodges on the back, and that's what he looks like without his 3rd eye. Last but not least, we have probably the one character missing from the new set, is Cole Obsidian, who's only included in the 2018 set as a big fig. He's got a very unique mould. I love the weapons they used for him. Really hope he comes in another set like Ebony Maw. It'll be great to get the Black Order figures again, because they were very hard to get. You had to buy a bunch of sets to get all 4 of them together. And that's gonna do it, guys, for this comparison video. I hope you did really enjoy it. Please leave a like and comment below. Which one do you prefer? The old one does have its charm, and it takes up a lot less space, and it is a classic set at the end of the day, but the new one just dominates it and blows out of the water. Details and stickers you get and all the Easter eggs is just crazy, and stuff you can customize with this set and battle scenes you can make. There's just so much potential with this new set, and I'm going to be upgrading it with some extra minifigures and changing some things up on it with the scenery. So make sure you subscribe for that and stay tuned. That'll be coming out very, very soon. You guys really did enjoy it. I had a ton of fun making this. I've been looking forward to doing this all weekend. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.